Hello, once again, Roger here with Creating with Your Spiritual Universe, CWYSU.com. That's CWYSU.com. All right, thank you guys for tuning in and watching. And today I want to talk about a follow-up that I'm doing. I made a YouTube a little while back, a couple of months ago, called Creating with the Cosmos. And it was highlighting the end of this year, from July all the way up till the end of this year. And I talked about how it was a perfect time to start creating, a perfect time to set the groundwork for your future, and how you can use these times to really set yourself up in the future by what you create with your intention and your will. And I wanted to really stress that because there's been a lot of talk about all kinds of things happening, including the rapture. The religious side of things have been drumming up this rapture and all these things happening, and some God coming down and pouring its wrath out on humanity. And in that video, I talked about what the times really mean, and it was referring to the alignment of the stars in astrology, with Leo, with its star Regulus aligning with Mars, Venus, Mercury, and also aligning with our moon and the eclipse that just passed. And I spoke about what those things really mean in its true sense, in what's going to happen in this planet, stressing that we are in a period of transcendence that is for the benefit of humanity, not the destruction, and not the enslavement, and not the dogmatic, rigid, fear-based messages that I'm seeing going around. And just so you know, this Friday I'm putting out a video talking about the meaning, I'm going to call it the meaning of September 23rd, and really what these times actually mean, and coming and breaking it down in detail, so that we really know what's going on. And I want people to really watch that and really see if it reaches down to your soul and your spirit, without the religious dogma and the fear-based threats to get you to give your power away to something outside of yourself. And so no need to fear about these times. They're wonderful times. They're bumpy. I'm not a Pollyanna here. There are some bumpy times. There are those who wish to keep us in the old ways. And so they are going to make things a little bit bumpy for us as we evolve and progress. But I want you to set all that aside and take your power and create what it is that you want. It will cost you not a dime, just a little bit of your time. I know that rhymes, because it's supposed to. So I like to practice what I preach. So I'm going to be talking about just a couple of the things that I am creating within my being and putting out into the world to be brought into existence. And one person, as I've said, as I've said before, can make all the difference in the world. So I'm going to share a little bit of what I call my creations during this very important time, at the end here of 2017. So here they are. And my first one, I have it in my, I'm sure you can see the Follow Your Dreams. Okay, that's my little book here that I'm going to be reading from, because I have a whole bunch of things here, but I'm just going to talk about just a couple of them. The first one is, here it is. Here we go. I want humanity to understand its creator self. I want to bring that knowledge, however, it's supposed to come in through my source sovereign self into the world Because everything that is created inside and then brought by us into existence. Now, I know I'm going to talk about the Bible because it is the book that most of us have are most familiar with and have put enough time into, and has been disseminated further and wider than any of the so-called holy books. So I'll talk about that. In the Bible, it says in Genesis, God created the heavens and the earth and spoke, and from his breath things were created. I'd like to ask everyone a question watching this. Who else does that? I've asked this question to many people, and the answer that I'm going to give has never come out of anyone's mouth without me showing an example. Because we just don't. We do it all the time, but we're so programmed and brainwashed, we don't even see that we're doing it. We do the very same thing that supposed God in Genesis did. We do it every day. Look around you at all the things that were created and invented, including the very thing through which you're watching me right now. Human beings created what you're watching right now, including this program created by me, including the TV that you're watching, created by someone else, including the money that it took for you, including you creating the ability and the situation to gain you the abundance and the money to buy everything to see what it is that you're watching now. We take things from out of the ethers that once never existed, and we bring them into existence with our physical self. Nothing else comes down and does any magic. We are the ones that are the creators. And that is what I want human beings to understand. We are the creators. And all of those who wish to tell us that they created us and they are the ones that allow us to create, they are the ones that are non-creators. They have to get you to believe that they have created. Now, we're not the only creators here. Some of those on the other sides are creators too. But we are master creators. If you want to know how great our creative abilities as a species is, I want you to look around at how many things want us to give us their attention, want us to give them our attention, our energy, our creativity, our abundance, everything. Look at how many things, look at how many religions are created by beings who want us to give them our energy. Why is it that they're the ones that are asking? Why is it that they're the ones that are seeking us out? You should ask yourself that question. Because we have something that they crave and desire and that they cannot get without us. You must start to understand your power. Okay? So we create out of nothing all of the time, including our situation in our lives, whether we like what we've created or not. We are the creators of such. Okay? The next thing I would like to talk about is that I want to bring in is the coming into balance and relationship with our inner child. That part of us that is ancient. I say inner child, but the inner child is an ancient being. It is who we are in our original states. It is who we are in our original state. Okay? Our emotional bodies. Get in touch with your emotions. Okay? Because once you're in touch with your emotions, others cannot control them. When you ignore your emotions, you leave them to the side. It's like putting it out on the sidewalk and someone else comes in and takes control of them. Take your emotions. I want us to realize, I want us to take ownership of our emotions so that they cannot be controlled by others who do not wish us the best, wish for us what is best and what is in our highest good. And our creative body, never talked about. Our creative body is an actual part of our psyche, our subconscious. Get hold of that. Get a hold of that creative body, and you become the master of not only your domain, but the master of this planet. Because we are the masters of this planet. You guys, we are. And we have been deceived into thinking that it's someone else. And just look around at what has happened to our planet with us giving our powers away to this someone else, whatever it may be. Take control of our planet and it will be brought back into balance and into beauty and into the paradise it's supposed to be, and kick out all the imposters. And start by kicking them out of your own being. And it will spread, and we will create the planet that we will love to wake up to every single day. And doing so by starting by recognizing and coming into relationship with our source, sovereign selves. That part of us that is source. That part of us that is from the true creator, which isn't looking to leech off of us or for our worship or for our attention, because it would make no sense. The creator does not need to worship itself. It does not need the energy from itself. We are the sparks of that creator. And it didn't create us to worship from us or to get our energy. It doesn't need it. We are a part of it. We're all one with it. Okay? And those who have cut themselves off need the energy. And they get it through us. So when we realize through our sovereign selves that we are the ones that we've been waiting for, the world will change on a dime. The next thing I really want to bring in and wish for this world is love. True love. True love. Not the love that most of us are accustomed to, which is, and I have to make the distinction, the love that we're accustomed to is clingy. It's actually a clingy wanting. It's not really love. It's a clingy wanting. And it has conditions, because as soon as someone doesn't meet those conditions, we're moving on to the next thing. That is not true love. Okay? That is more of a clingy wanting. The Spanish have it right in their language. In Spanish, if you're in love with someone romantically and you want them in your life forever, you say te quiero. Te quiero means I want you. To literally say I love you is te amo. But if you talk to anyone in Spanish and you ask them about those two distinctions, and you say, if you're going to marry someone and you really love them, would you more likely say to them te quiero or te amo? The answer will be te quiero. Te quiero is what you say to your really close loved ones, your child. You bring them, you give them a hug, you say te quiero. And very seldom do you say te amo, because it's a little bit, in Spanish, even though it literally translates to the English, I love you, it's a little bit more distant than te quiero. Because what we call love is actually a wanting. It's not love at all. Love has no conditions. Love is everlasting. Love is not stupid. Love is, as we said, I love that person and they messed me over. That's because I was stupid enough to love them. No, that is not. That part of the problem with that is that we're bringing love into a very warped existence. So something that is pure and beautiful does not jive really well with our warped and messed up existence. But by bringing love, ironically, we can rewrite the script and change that existence and allow more love to flow into this existence. Okay? So the last thing I'm going to talk about is the bringing in of unity consciousness. We're all one. Okay? We're all one. We all carry the same material that it takes to make a tree. The tree you see behind me. The same ingredients it takes to make a cat, a dog, an animal, a plant, a human being. It's all the same. We're all carbon-based life forms. And that's just the physical aspect. I won't get deeper into all the different things because you'll start yawning and this video will go on for 2-3 hours. But I use that example because you can easily go to Google, you can easily scientifically fact check that, and you'll see that it's true. And that's just one of the physical evidence that we are all one. We all are one. The differences between a tree and, say, me, Roger Baines, is at the frequency at which we vibrate. When you vibrate at the frequency of a tree, you look like that. When you vibrate at the frequency of a human being, you look like me or many of you out there watching this program. So I want unity consciousness to be a part of this reality and not the separation. When we have the unity consciousness, the beings of separation, and let me tell you, there are beings in this world, inorganic and organic, human and non-human, whose sole purpose is to create separation. Because the reason why humanity can be controlled and the reason why things are the way they are, and by the way, they are changing. I'm not saying that they're this way because we're that way. Many of us are already on the path of unity consciousness. There's no doubt about that. But when you separate humanity, you create the ability to be controlled. It's the divide and conquer concept. So when unity consciousness comes into this reality, we will be rid of the divide and conquer, and there will be nothing that will be able to get in between us. But we have to get there, and we have to resist those who will keep us from getting there. And we have the tools. It's sitting right here in our intent, and it's sitting right here in our spirits. It's not in the mind, because the mind can be easily tricked. It's above the mind. Okay? It's within the source sovereign self that you will get that. And the last few things I want to reiterate here, or not reiterate, but I want to go through here, is that we recognize those who carry the light of love from those who do not, because this is a duality. So we want to take a full picture of what's going on so that we can know, okay, this person carries the light of love. Let's unite with them and create a bigger and more widespread power within love. And those who do not, we could say, look, join us in love. And when they don't, we can just simply safeguard ourselves from those who wish to separate us and to introduce anything other than love. We don't want anything to do with them. Okay? I'm very realistic about things. You know, I'm not Pollyanna about things. Everybody is light and everybody is love. It's not true. Just look around. We who are in light and in love should unite so that we can spread that to all those seeking it. And eventually we'll transform the world in that way. Okay? And also in the same light and in the same way, recognize those who are in unity consciousness or who seek to be in unity consciousness. We bind together and we spread it throughout the world. So those are just a few of the things that I am bringing into creation. And I know that many of you are doing that even on a subconscious level as well. Thank you for tuning in. And write down what you're creating during this very important time. Write it down so that next year, when all is accounted for and brought together, what you have placed with your intention during these times can come to fruition. And remember, don't worry about the mind going, well, how is that going to happen? That's not possible. Who do you think you are? No. Don't let any of that get in the way. You create in limitless possibilities. We create with limitless possibilities. And we don't care what others think. We don't care what the mind says. We don't care what the programs running do. We create and we put it out there with our intention and our will, and we let it happen. That's the way to be. Now, thank you so much for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Put down your ideas for creation below if you have any. If you don't, come up with some. Come up with some. We get it all together, we'll make it happen. And until the next video, share, like, and subscribe. And remember to defy the taboo against finding out who you are.